10 seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining. Reserve time. Vega squadrons turn to ban. Ten seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining. Reserve time. Team Empire's turn to pick. Ten seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining. Reserve time.
Invoker.
Vega squadrons turn to pick.
Oracle. Outworld Devourer.
Team Empire's turn to pick. Team Empire.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back here for Game 2 between Vega Squadron and Team Empire. I'm ODPixel, thank you very much for joining us on this stream here, the alternate coverage, even though we're in game as well. So technically we're more official, so we'll take it. This is the this is the official coverage here for the EU qualifiers. We'll go with that, and I am joined by, of course, Draskell. Draskell, how are you doing? Vega Squadron say, let's abuse the patch. We're not going to get DP, we're going to stop Empire getting it, we're going to get OD instead. What do you reckon?
We're going to abuse the patch.
Let's
now,
do it.
okay, so I need to ask your opinion then.
Yeah.
Do you consider these strategies that abuse like the super hard 5-man push or anything, do you consider that the team who does it are less skilled because they pick the better heroes?
Nah, they're the smarter team, I think.
Alright, there you go.
Again, if you are, this is something that PPD said as well, you know, he's been like back at TI5, you talk to him after, he's like, you know, we just abused what was broken. That's what, in some people's eyes, that's how you win the game of Dota 2. You find something that people would, you know, it literally seems that good that people are going to cry, you know, broken, OS frog this, OS frog that. That's the smarter teams. That's the teams doing Dota in the correct way. It might not be the most interesting way to watch. It might become a little bit repetitive, but that's why we have patch fixes, you know, your A's, your B's, your C's added onto your 6.86s. So I think, you know, hats off to Vega. They, last game, the Death Prophet, they knew how powerful it was, they knew how to run it, and they played the game very well. This game with the OD, let's see if they can do a similar thing. Bit of a switch around. Avenger's now going to be on Empire's side, Vega's going to get the Oracle, but hopefully we're going to have a good game too, and hopefully Empire are going to be able to deal with the OD a little bit better than they could deal with the DP.
I think that was like the worst case scenario last game, is the Death Prophet being the hero that they were leaving alone. Because it was very evident that Vega had insanely good pushing, their lanes weren't too bad, like even though bottom they ended up getting first blooded, at the end of the day, both their solo lanes did fine, and the lone druid actually solo killed Funnick, who I believe had a pretty rough game actually in the previous set, but now hopefully he can bring things back a bit, where we're seeing the return of the off-lane / jungle bans, lone druid, Brood, Chen, and then Tusk taken out here from the side of Empire, but it's weird because neither draft to me last game seemed particularly greedy, It was just that Team Empire's timing was very early on, like 10-15 minute mark, you know? And then if they missed it, it didn't really feel like there was anything that was going to bring them back into the game, barring Vega making a mistake. So hopefully they don't trap themselves into that kind of really hard, like, timing this time around.
Vega squadrons.
Alright, so far the bans, yeah, pretty similar to what we were seeing in game one. In fact, I think the only difference really been that DP and Lone Druid's been taken out rather than actually been seen play. I guess the Tusk was in play as well. Lycan was a hero that was banned out in the first game. This game, Vega are going to be able to get it for themselves. And again, another hero that a lot of teams are starting to look for as their position one. Nowadays, we've seen it in both the CIS sides and, of course, in some of the sides like Liquid. You know, Matumba Man's Lycan is certainly up there as one of the best. Vega themselves, we know it's a hero that Pasha's very comfortable on, but a lot of carries starting to play the Lycan again.
Yeah, if you look at the bans, okay, Empire are going to take the split pushing route. But in regards to the Lycan, if you check the bans, like Sven, Enchantress, Lone Druid, Brood especially, like in lane, all of those heroes have some good way of dealing with the Lycan at some stage. So it actually makes that pick ridiculous, because now, Nature's Prophet, sure, during like mid-late game, maybe you got like a Hex or something, you can push a wave, you know, whatever. But for like the first 25-30 minutes, Lycan could care less about Nature's Prophet. Like, it actually just does absolutely nothing. And not only that, but Team Empire is still lacking disables a bit in that regard, and this is the first Shaker I think I've seen so far.
I was going to say I'm glad to see that hero back in this, because yeah, I'm pretty sure in the games that we've casted, we haven't seen a single Earthshaker in the ones that me and you have done on EU. I'm almost 100% we haven't casted an Earthshaker game. No, for sure, yeah. So this is nice. I mean, especially against a lineup that's already starting to look pretty pushy. You're going to have Forge Spirit, you're going to have Treant, so there is going to be Echo Slam potential. I think, yeah, the Earthshaker, a great pick here from Vega.
5 seconds remaining. Reserve time.
Tegna.
Oh!
Vega squadrons.
They want to
turn
push.
ban.
They want to push, Andy.
Ten seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining. Reserve time.
I think we're safe playing Pugner. Yeah.
Team
Yeah,
Empire
Force Pugner. I think,
turn
yeah,
to
it's got to be
ban.
her Force Pugner. Yeah. Oh, that's not. I'm not a fan of the Pugner. Are you a fan of the Pugner support? Yeah, but where's Lanham now?
10
Where's
seconds
Lanham now?
remaining.
Actually, where is Lanham now? I've not seen any of the
5
Chinese
seconds
qualifiers. Is he not
remaining.
playing? Wow.
Reserve time.
What professionals we are.
8 hours. There's not much time for sleep if you also watch the Chinese games.
And this is true. You have to make a decision.
You either
And,
stay up 24 hours a day and only
Yes.
Dota, or you sleep for like 8 hours, maybe.
And then the quality of the stream ends up being like BTS's, you know what I mean?
Yeah, it's not great. It
Yeah.
goes downhill real
you gotta,
fast.
You gotta, you know. Quality over
Jeez.
quantity here at the OD Pixel stream. We
There
stick
we
with
go.
EU. That's what
Does that
we
mean
do.
I get the OD Pixel stamp of approval? Is that what you're saying?
You do. You are now actually welcome to the team. You are part of the OD Pixel Club. There's only two
Alright.
members, me and you.
Vega
Do I have to put an
squadrons
OD in front of my
turn to
name?
pick.
Because I think it would be weird if I had to call myself OD Draskell.
No, you had to put a pixel after. We'll short down your. You can just be known as Draskell Pixel. Shortened to DP. OD and the DP.
Alright, that I can get behind, actually.
Yeah, that's well, two people can, to be precise. Yeah.
No, one in the front, one in the back. What the hell are you watching?
Okay, we'll do Eiffel Tower. That's fine.
Nice. Easy game.
Right, final pick here for Vega. They still. Is this going to be a mag? This is going to be a mag shaker, isn't it? It won't be support. It will be an offlane.
That's what I also believe,
5
but
seconds
last
remaining.
game they kind of threw a bit of a wrench in the mix by having Pasha play the
Reserve
the
time.
core Venge, so I don't know if it's going to be like a hard support Earthshaker. I think he needs a lot of farm in this lineup, though. He's going to be one of those heroes that actually needs to get the blink to have some kind of use, because otherwise, like, this lineup doesn't have anything to follow up a fissure. Like, nothing. And Team Empire's lineup is not really going to be running into you, you know? So using that hero is going to require a little bit of money this game. But yeah, I do think it's offlane.
I mean, who can they get? The Tusk, the Breaker are gone. They're the kind of roaming heroes that they do like to get their hands on Vega. Bane is still up for grabs, if either side wants to go for the Bane.
Bane's not bad, but I think they need a Rat Catcher.
I mean, is there anything that synergizes really nice with OD, potentially, that Vega could be thinking about?
That synergizes with OD? A lot of stuff does, because
Yeah.
Astral Imprisonment sets up a lot of stuns. I wouldn't even hate to see Nyx, honestly, and then just put Shaker support instead of having it offlane. I think Nyx is crazy good against their lineup, like Pugna, Invoker, Nature's Prophet. Okay, it's going to be Lina. So it's going to be Lina support, offlane Shaker, like we were kind of expecting
I mean,
before.
this is. I mean, the Lina Oracle combo works absolutely fine. The old Fortune's End set up from a distance, allowing Lina to close in and get the Light Strike array down. So there's definitely, a strong couple of supports and strong in lane, and they're also going to be strong as well when they start to look for rotations as a pair.
Yeah, I do think this combo is going to be, like, their nuke damage is nuts. Like, they have double nuke between the two of them. Once they hit 6, you got Laguna on top of that. The damage potential is insane. So.
And it's a hero that can deal with the Pugna's Death Ward. You know, got pretty good attack range, got pretty good attack speed, but at the same time, it's a bit of a double-edged sword because you got to be careful when you're throwing out that Laguna when Pugna's around.
Yeah, it's very, very true. Okay, so it is core Pugna, as expected again. So, I actually think that both lineups are pretty even here.
Nice.
I think Empire do have the opportunity to just steamroll, though. You know, just like pancake the enemy towers.
Well, you prefer. I mean, I was going to say, I'm looking at Vega's lineup, and the Lycan OD Oracle. It's very, very much what this patch and this meta is, and I'd be more inclined to go with them, as in the better draft. But as you said, Empire have got the push, and they have got the Havor's Pugna. Maybe that's, this is the time of need. This is the important game. Empire lose this, they're going home. Yeah. So they're obviously bringing out, the best of the best, and they're going to say that's Havor's on Pugna, bringing back a bit of the old school Dota here.
I'm telling you, man, that maxed ward, and also with the new change to the banish, the heroes moving at full speed doesn't seem like a big deal, but not being slowed by 50% is a pretty damn big deal when you're running away from a freaking Lycan, for example, or an OD, because it does work against the Arcane Orb. You won't take it. You can't be hit, basically. So, I think it's a solid pick, and Empire. Again, they can get the early push going for themselves. Vega, though, I agree with you in the sense that if they don't get pushed mega hard, they should have the advantage, because they're heroes with BKB. I'm looking at Empire's lineup. I'm like, how the hell is a Pugna gonna kill a BKB Lycan? How's the Invoker gonna kill BKB Lycan? And I'm kind of drawing a blank. So if Empire don't pressure really hard this game, it's gonna be a struggle.
Yeah, and you look at the Pugna as well, sometimes if he gets the point, it's carry point, and he gets his axe, it's not even going to be a game where Havor's can just kind of sit there and suck people off, because there's so many ways that Vega can cancel it. Yeah,
he's going to need BKB if they want to do that. What I also think they could do is just go double book, like Resolution, Havor's both buy books, and they just go in for the 5-man Dota. I think that's a pretty good way of playing it, because then it's not a matter of being able to stand there and use your ultimate on people. It's more, Vega will not be able to run into double book. It's just way, way too difficult. They don't have the heroes that are tanky enough. And if they can get that start they're looking for, then I think that could be a way to play this.
Well, let's have a see if anything's going to kick off here. It's just going to be rune for rune trade by the looks of it. Oh, Treant. Go for the rune deny. Ah, no, Treant's already going to be dead. Rest in peace.
He tried. It's so sad looking, actually, when it's dead. Jesus. It's like a little tree dog.
Now, what is going to be refreshing as well is the lane, actually. Actually, do you think Vega expect this? Do you think Vega expect the Nature's Prophet to be on this bottom lane? Or do they expect it to be up top? I mean, Havor's being up top and Nature's Prophet being down bottom. I mean, this is a Pugna Shaker lane, which should go quite well for Havor's, really. I don't know if Vega maybe anticipated this being the matchup.
I think it's actually better if you can test the Pugna, if you're Vega. I think that would be the better play. Because whenever a team has a better early game timing than you, the worst thing that you can do is give them a free lane. You know, at least that's how I think of it. Now, we did mention that Vega are probably going to have some benefit in that if they don't get shoved crazy hard, they'll have the better mid-late game, for sure, like in terms of team fights, but we saw what happened when they left the Death Prophet alone. I think there's something similar that could be said for Empire's lineup, like if Havos just gets the free farm, and he gets like whatever his core items are up early, it does kind of become a little bit difficult to kill the Pugna. So we'll see what the Empire can do with these lanes.
Yeah. And
Resolution?
Is he about to get OD'd? Very, very close. Yeah, one more hit would have done it, but Resolution just quick enough to get himself up to the high ground. Yeah, Dazzle, of course, still being level 1, didn't have the grave, but the heal was enough. And already seeing how scary this hero can be. And 7 for 3 against the 3 for 1. No one's certainly having the edge in this mid lane.
It's going to be a struggle, I think, for Empire here mid. Like, the new OD is just gross, honestly. This hero has been highly prioritized, banned all the time. Like, you gotta pick your poison. Do you want to deal with Lone Druid, do you want to deal with OD or Death Prophet? You just gotta pick one.
And Rune's going to be secured here. Solo takes the top bounty, no fear. We'll find an illusion. Still top lane as well. Empire with a slight edge. Havorst is 10 for 2 against the 8 for 0, but Mag's still going to be able to find something. There's a rotation, in fact, and with a challenge up Fortune's End, they'll close the gap, drop down the Fisher. Havorst, he'll decrep himself and walk off. Just enjoying the buff there from 6.86, which is a noticeable one and a nice one indeed. The fact that you can decrep yourself and allies and you don't have that movement speed reduction anymore.
Especially considering how fast Pugna is as a hero. Like, no boots, 330 movement speed, you are hauling whenever you're trying to get out of a team fight. So yeah, it's a great buff. I think middle lane.
Needs to be careful.
Dude, OD's trading capabilities are like top notch right now. You cannot trade with that hero, especially if you're int.
Yeah, you really can't, and it's been evident in this lane. Aloha's trying to do his best to make it so that Resolution can feel comfortable to move in and try and get some CS, but here we go. No one is coming forward, and a few arcane orbs to the back side and really pushing back the side of Empire. Bottom lane, how's the farm looking for these two sides? Well, at the moment, Funny, he is top of the CS, 16 for 7, and Pasha only on 9 for 0, so they are putting a lot of farm capability, kind of responsibility on Funnick's Nature's Prophet here, so this seems to be the thing that Empire are trusting in.
He's the hero who can also rotate out of the lane if he needs to, you know? Like, if Havos decides that he doesn't want to be up here anymore, or they want to call for a lane swap, the Prophet can do anything, go anywhere. That's the kind of flexibility that he offers to the team. So it's not as if his farm is necessarily super important, as much as it is, I think the lane is a bit easier for Funnick right now than it would be for Havos. But as soon as people start running around, you know, ganking and whatnot, I assume he'll just come down here and take the lane from Funnick so he can have a more active role. Because right now, just like the Pugna versus the Solo Shaker, this lane's fine for him. Like, he doesn't really need any help.
Pugna's fine, and the Shaker's still getting something, so it is fairly balanced with the slight edge here to Havorst Pugna, as expected.
Bottom lane, we could see the first bit of action here. Solo's made his way down. Oh, tree scouted. JK.
Mid lane, though, that is going to give them the indication that no one is on his own, but it's going to be very hard to move in, of course, on this OD. Still coming to 5 minutes in, and no one to die as of yet. Still pretty much the farm game, and hard to really call who's the main victor at this point. You've obviously got the two side lanes going slightly better for Empire, but the mid lane is certainly a win here for no one on the OD, who's doubling the CS now with the Invoker.
Yeah, in regards to who's doing worse, it's Empire are a tiny bit behind.
Yeah.
It's not a big thing by any stretch. They can always come back. They can go for like one Nature's Prophet gank and start to push a lane with treants. There's a lot of things they can do. The timing that's really important is by like 15 or 20 minutes, how much damage will they have dealt to Vega? How many towers will they have taken? That's really going to be the indicator of if they're going to do well in this game.
It's just some people saying they couldn't hear me in game. Well, I've told them in chat. You do just need to reconnect, because I think there is a bug at the moment.
They can't hear me again.
No, they can. This time they can't hear me.
Okay, reborn.
Yeah, which I think actually I should tell someone to get that fixed because it's been like that for a long time. But Vorst is dead. Echo slams in the face from Mag. No mercy here from the Shaker. Worth it every time to get yourself first blood. And we already talked about how the lane was going slightly better for a Vorst, but having that kill now it's going to put the Shaker in a very good place. And he is getting a lot from this lane, just like a Vorst is. He is now 1k gold coming up on top of the Brown Boots Soul Ring. So we are going to see potentially a very quick Blink Dagger timing here for Mag.
I really do believe that the Earthshaker getting this good at the start, like the fact that he just secures First Blood just propels him into a position where, at first I was kind of skeptical if he would have the kind of impact they were looking for. But if he gets a Blink at like 9 or 10 minutes because he's just being left 1v1 versus a Pugna, it's going to be real bad for Empire, because then their 5-man Dota potential becomes a lot worse when you have to worry about like a Blink Shaker. Lane, though.
Yeah, here's the rotation. No one. The body blocks from the Treants. They're allowing the Sunstrike to connect. They'll move and he'll eat the Fairy Fire. Isn't going to save him, and very nice rotation from Funnick, getting 1 kill. Trying to move forward here for a second. He's got the Orb of Venom slowing down Solo. Treants ended up actually blocking himself up there, but nonetheless, I don't know if he would have been able to get the last couple of hits in. But he needed to bring him down.
He messed it up because he had 1 second left on his Sprout, and instead of waiting for the Sprout cooldown, he went for an auto attack. And because there were no tangos on the Oracle, he definitely would have killed him. So it was just a misplay, going for the greedy auto instead of just going for the Sprout. But it's a small thing. Like it's one of those things where you don't notice unless you're actually like have the hero clicked, because it was like 1 second away, and he had Phase and Orb of Venom on the Oracle already, so there's no way he wouldn't have gotten that spell off.
I mean, they've switched this up as well now.
Yeah, it's expected though.
I mean, they need to do something about Mag. As we've been saying, this is an issue. The fact that Shaker is getting this much space. It really is. 1400 on his way to the Blink.
The other thing too is the
Dire's bottom tower has
farm, because he already has Soul Ring. So having the Soul Ring means that he can spam. And he's already level 8. Oh man, this is going to be so hard for Empire.
And no Finnies to be very careful. He's being scouted out by the walls. There was a lot of people on the side of Vega in the neighborhood. But yeah, oh boy, this is... You're talking 10-minute Blink Dagger at this rate.
Yeah, this is a nightmare. Okay, middle lane.
Right, going in onto no one. Funnick with a TP from the high ground. He'll find it. Maybe seeing if he can find anything more. Show him with the Slayer and Mag, and they take the full wrath of the Nature's Wrath. And here we go. Vega looking for something in return, and they will find it. They'll get the kill onto Funnick as they rotate everyone in. So they do find a trade, 1 for 1. Nature's Prophet for the OD. Pretty even there.
Yeah, I think it's fine.
Yeah.
The OD, as weird as it is to say, like obviously the hero's a core, you want him to get farmed, but I don't think he is super relevant right now in terms of what their team composition can actually do. The Shaker, like Mag, is going to be the guy you're looking to make the plays to stop this early game push now, because they've been applying a lot of pressure to mid and trying to hold Resolution down. So the eggs right now on Vega are all in the Mag basket, and I think that's a pretty safe bet. He has very seldom I've ever watched him have like a bad game, you know what I mean?
Yeah, no, he's definitely one of the most consistent players, I'd say, on the side of Vega. Who seems to always have at least a certain level of performance. Resolution heading up here with a Vorst. Looks like they'll just try and push down a tower here, try and get themselves an objective. No Fears coming in, as well as Lohar's also heading up. So they're going to have the full 5-man up here and ready to go. So Vega aren't really going to want to think about trying to fight into this and defend it.
Nah, they can't defend this yet.
Yeah, they've just got to let this one go.
They actually need Blink on the Shaker before they can fight. That's why I was saying the Shaker farm was going to be really important, because against this style of strategy where the enemy team is just walking up to your towers, one fissure is not going to make them back. They have Dazzle. They can just sustain through whatever, harass you're going to be throwing out, and even if you have decent wave clear, it's not going to be enough. So your answer is just having a way to force yourself into the 5-man as fast as possible, just deal damage, try to burst them with a good echo. And Vega are still not quite at that point. So even though Mag's start has been great, the pushing power is starting to show itself from Empire.
And top lane. They're going to try and fight this one. Not happy about the tier 2 going. Funnick tries to TP out with the light strikes there in time. Funnick in trouble, will get taken down. And we'll be able to get the deny here on the tower, and well, they might be able to find themselves another kill as well. Moving forward for the setup, onto Resolution. He's in trouble, does get Echo Slam there by Mag, just securing the kill there for the team, and that's also going to secure the Blink Dagger here for Shaker. So we're just before the 11-minute mark, and that is your Blink Shaker online.
And in the meantime, they were also chasing Pasha during that fight top, and he got away with 19 HP. If they would have killed the Lycan, it would have been pretty big for them. But now, with Vega having Blink, they have the Vlads up on the Lycan.
Yeah.
They can go for a Roshan if they want to, the smoke. But this is the thing about Empire's lineup. They're not really so good at team fighting per se, but they're very hard to engage into once they're clumped up as 5 heroes in front of a tower. It's more of like a siege lineup than it is a fighting lineup, if that makes sense. But they are pretty much doing exactly what they need to do. They're just non-stop, just pressuring lanes, trying to get as much map control as they can before the 20-25 minute mark. Or at the very least, before that Lycan gets his BKB and the other cores on Vega start to become an issue.
Yeah, I mean, at the moment, it's certainly the plan is working for Empire. It is just the fact that, as you said, the issue is going to be when the heroes on the side of Vega do come online, and they did have a good start. They have got those initial items that they need. They are slightly behind in terms of net worth, but that's just, of course, due to the fact that Empire have taken down 4 towers, whereas Vega themselves yet to take anything. Sorry, Empire taking 5 towers and looking to take a 6th. So
yeah,
Empire are going to have this. This is going to be kind of like their bit of the game where they've got this lead, but there's very much the potential for Vega to turn it around if Empire don't kind of close it up soon.
Yeah, this is getting to scary territory. However, the biggest test with these lineups is always high ground.
Yeah,
if they can
this
high ground,
is going to be the big test.
The ultimate from Shaker is not up for 45 seconds. They have a glyph, but their counter push is actually fairly weak. I don't know, this is scary for Vega. I mean, look at that orb! Oh, God! The Pugna word, man. Oh, God, he got his regen broken as well by the Wave of Terror. That sucks.
There's a mech on Pugna as well. I mean, yeah, this is Empire's plan working out very nice at the moment. Vega, they've got to try and find the flaw in it and abuse it. I mean, obviously, the Echo Slam is going to be really important here for the side when these counter pushes and defenses come in, and Mag does have it back online now, but looks like Empire keeping their timings up, and they don't want to hang around and risk that. They've managed to find the tier 3, expose the racks, and they'll play it safer.
So the thing that Empire have going for them is they have a pretty large advantage in terms of map control and gold, but as we talked about yesterday, these lineups do not get experience as much as the enemy team. So Vega are leading on experience. 1 or 2 really bad team fights, Empire's lineup can very easily fall apart. So what they're probably going to do now, obviously try to keep the lanes pushed. Nature's Prophet becomes really strong at this stage in the game. When there are no outer 2 towers left, you have a lot more room to work with. You can play the lane game. You can try to delay in a way that Vega can't really ever feel comfortable taking Roshan themselves because they always have to deal with lane pushes. Or you can try to just all in on the lane that's been exposed. So either one of those things Empire are fully capable of doing right now, but they need to be super, super careful about how they fight.
And we're going to see Vega this time being the ones looking to go aggressive and try and take a tower off the map. Let's see. Oh no, it looks like they don't want to. They're not happy fighting straight up head up onto Empire. They just want to try and force the lanes back over to Empire's side of the map, but not really content with looking for a fight outside of their own base at the moment, Vega, by the looks of it.
I think unless they're threatening base, it's probably too big of a risk for Vega to try to fight. Just because if they can get BKB, or at least 1 extra item on Pasha, their opportunity for winning a team fight becomes a lot bigger. Like, if you walk into this team without BKB right now, you're potentially getting, like, Pugna Blasted, Cold Snap, Deafening, you know, Meteor, all that stuff, and it's very hard to walk into this 5-man, as we were talking about a little bit earlier on, but Empire not wanting this game to go on any longer than it has to. It is about that 15-minute mark, and there's a smoke on the Shaker.
Yeah, all about Mag's jump here, really. Havor's going forward, he'll drop down the ward. Starting to get the Pugna Blast out, and that's the thing, he's just walk up, pop it between the racks, and it's a significant amount of damage done. Magic Missile onto Pasha, he's going to be False Promise though. And he'll now run in Mag with the slam, catches 3, the swap's there, they'll throw down the Sanity's Eclipse and Resolution will fall. The first death of the moment, no one trying to get the right pixel onto Funnick. Funnick traps him up in the tree line. put himself here in the Astral. There's a buyback for the Lycan, so 2 for 1 at the moment. No Fig getting incredibly low, but the Shallow Grave's there in time. The Fissure coming out, a Vorst, he'll drop, so they'll get themselves a second. They might be able to get themselves a third, and they do. It's a double kill here for no one. They're all incredibly low on the side of Vega. Funnick desperately trying to find a kill in return, but no one. He gets himself away. They get the kill. It did cost them a buyback, but I think Vega will be happy with that trade and happy with the defense. They did lose the range racks though, but as we always say, that really isn't the end of the world. So Vega there with the slight swing in terms of Golden XP. And this is the exact thing you've got to be very careful about giving away if you're Empire. And no one very smartly backing off there, anticipating the Sunstrike Snipe, which isn't going to connect.
Man, that Echo from Mag just salvaged the game. We spoke at length how important it was going to be for his blink timing.
He got, what, 3 heroes in it?
Yeah, he caught 3, Fissure on 4 after that. It was completely insane. That's exactly what they needed. He doesn't land an Echo like that. I think the Empire just get that Rax and walk away. And there would be not really a lot that Vega could do about it unless they had a good high ground ward, which they do now actually, in that bottom lane. So this ward being up hurts Empire's push so badly. Because if the Echo comes up in time, and they have another smoke available for Mag, it's going to make him positioning and getting in to find another Echo like that way easier.
No, he's going to be on top of them, absolutely. I'll see Empire trying again. See if they can get the melee racks this time. Astral onto a Vorst. And stun to follow up as well, and the Vorst, he's got a Shallow Grave in. Shoma actually smartly holding onto the Laguna, knowing that the Shallow Grave was going to come out, they'll use it there. They'll burst down the Vengeful Spirit.
Oh, they want to chase.
Meteor getting thrown down. The ward is on the high ground. No one moving in, but he's got to be careful. His armor ticking very low. In fact, he's on negative 18 at the moment. False Promise will be there, and Solo heals him up, so no one's going to be fine. The Fortunes end onto Funnick. He's actually been trapped inside the base. This really lovely Fissure, Donald Trump style, putting up the wall, and there we go. They get Funnick. No, the Shallow Grave is going to be there. In fact, the turnaround. Here we have it. Bernie, he's dead. He's gone down. And Aloha will fall as well, so even though they keep Funnick alive, it looks like the fight's still going the way here of Vega for the time being. No one, can he get himself Funnick? Oh, with the buyback, the TP in, can he do it? He's trying and he gets it. Funnick with the buyback TP, but he can't go down again. This could be a dieback here from the man on the Nature's Prophet. No, he survives, he will live. And in fact, he's doing it for the team. Double kill for Resolution and triple buyback from Vega. Funnick, is he going to make it? Oh, no! Ward! Oh!
Oh, and the walls too. Oh god.
Oh, he nearly made it out there.
That's a dieback, boys.
Okay. And they didn't get the melee racks, as messy as that was. They do force out triple buyback from Vega. Let's have a look what Volvo says, and it is saying it's a slight advantage off the back of that fight for Empire. But I think the fact that they're not getting the racks means that this is really hurting them.
That's the thing. Yeah. They fought that without echoes, so that means that Empire actually, like, even though they win the fight in the numbers game, because the Earthshaker didn't have ulti, it was technically a loss, because they needed to get that melee Rex when they made that push. That all started off very badly though, because of the Pugna being, like, they had to swap him out to make sure he didn't die because he's the mech carrier, and obviously Pugna makes the push a lot stronger. So they sacrificed No Fear, like, at the very beginning, and after that point it's already an uphill battle for Empire, so good on them for being able to make it as close as it was and forcing those buybacks, but next fight's not going to be like that because Mag is going to have his ultimate.
Under attack.
There we go, they're going to get the tier 1 heal with this push.
Radiant's bottom tower has fallen.
Mid lane, that's where Funnick's starting to go. But Vega's starting to move around the map now. They do need to be slightly careful with the fact that, what, they've got 3 or was it 4 overall? In fact, it is, yeah, it's 4 at the moment, still on cooldown, Lycan still from the previous fight. The previous fight. So they do have to be a little bit careful if they are going to come this deep onto the map, which they are at this moment in time. Roshan is up, and Empire will look for it.
It's really hard for them to rush.
Vega can definitely give them a fight for it, and give them a run for their money.
Yeah, that's the problem with Empire's lineup, is they're not really good at killing Roshan, at least in terms of speed. They can do it safely if they win a fight, but in the open field now, taking team fights when the item progression on Vega is starting to become more and more scary. Like, no one. He's making his way towards BKB, he's got Atos already. BKB is more than halfway done on the Lycan 2. This is starting to get the scary territory. The 15 to 20 minute timing, we spoke about how important it was going to be for them to deal damage, maybe even get a set of racks or 2 in this time. They are going for Roshan now. It's not the fastest rush.
Ah, they're smoking. Vega, they want to do this.
Oh,
They
God.
want to jump. Empire need to be careful. Mag is getting ready with the jump, and he's going to do it. Jumps in, Echo Slam is another one. In fact, he's taking so much damage, but the false promise coming through in time, keeping Mag alive here. They're focusing on the Vengeful Spirit. Will get the magic missile off onto no one. They might find the kill onto no one in returning. Astrals himself. They did kill the Venge. It looks like they'll pay here for more. Shoma trying to get off the light strike away from the high ground, but the Deafening Blast finishes off the OD. So it's a 1-for-1 at the moment, maybe more. Empire looking to take this fight. Duking out the light strike, very nicely and funny. Giving Shoma the rundown. Shoma with the jukes. Oh, no. No, he sees you there. He sees you there. And they'll take the fight 2-for-1. Roshan as well. The exact fight that Empire were looking for. And Mag's Blink initiation just, it wasn't good enough. And the Pugna Ward kind of tore the whole team a new one.
It obliterated Meg. He went in and echoed, and he was instantly at 10% health. Like, he blinked into a blast, I think, and a and he echoed, obviously, and casts like his whole kit, so he takes a ton of damage. And they didn't kill the ward, like, the entire fight, so when that OD comes out of imprisonment, he tried to ult, but the ward hits you before your spell goes off. So he just took damage and just dies. It's like he couldn't even cast. That was absolutely game-winning ward placement from Havos.
And here we go, they'll look to finish off the melee racks, and this time, they should get it, and they do. So that is going to be the full set of racks down here on the bottom lane. 22 minutes in, the lineup from Empire comes into play. They do need to keep this momentum though, but I think, yeah, after that Roshan, Empire are going to be very happy with the position that the game's been put in.
That would be the team fight that Vega kind of established, that their team fight was just a little bit better. But coming into it a little bit too hasty, they had a lot of time actually before that Roshan was going to die. It was only about 50-40% by the time they got to the pit, but I suppose when you're playing blind, you feel very rushed, like you have to go like as soon as humanly possible to pressure the other team so they don't get it for free. And that hastiness really, really hurt Vega. So let's see if they can actually get a defense going here for this tower.
Mag's going to have the slam back online for this defense.
That ward needs to be dead. Like, they cannot leave that thing alive.
Well, slowly sieging here from the low ground, Empire. The ward just about to disappear. They'll send the walls in, but you can see how long it takes to take down this ward. That's with the Decrep keeping alive for a bit, but now it's gone. It is gone now. On the side, you can see Mag trying to get in position. Watch Mag here. Is he going to be able to find the jump? He needs a huge jump. He'll lay down the Fisher. The Blink's been put on cooldown though. They'll get the Lagoon onto Funny, but it's not enough to kill him. At the same time, they do lose the Aegis here. Round 2 is going to be kicking off. Sanity's Eclipse being droned down, but they've already lost 2. Resolution. He's being chased down here by Mag. Funny's going to look for the TP out. He will escape. Mag drops. And 3 dead on the side of Vega. This is looking very good for Empire. Decrep onto Pasha, closing the gap. Cold Snap ticks in, and look at the army, but there's your slam. There's your Fisher. Light strike onto the 2 of them. This could be the turnaround, and Mag might be the man to provide it here. Chasing down Vorst. Okay, Decreps goes for the heal. Mag will stun it out, and now with the light strike, they should have the burst to bring him down, and they do. The body blocks onto Mag. He's going to walk this off, and now Pasha versus Funny. Pops the Howl, looks to chase with the boys. Blink forward from Mag, but he's a bit low on mana. Fisher's still on cooldown. But Vega, they do manage to hold the racks. Fight recap shows that with that buyback from Mag, it does give them the edge. So they are holding on Vega here.
God, these fights are so close actually, like every single time. Resolution just was like, screw it. I'm just gonna use my entire like ability kit inside of the Oracle ulti. Like maybe he thought he had Fate's Edict on him or something, but as soon as that Oracle ult ended, he imploded. Because he casted his ulti, he auto-attacked like 5 or 6 times, banished somebody. Like, that kind of damage that you're gonna take after that Oracle ult, there is no way you're living through it unless the Oracle has his Edict on you and he's healing you during it, but Pugna proving to be a very powerful pick in this game. He has been the highest damage in every single team fight so far when the ward's alive, which interestingly enough has been pretty much every fight.
Yeah, the ward's been big. It really has. It's yeah, this is hard to go. I think you'd still I'm still feeling the momentum of Empire this game. Even though they're kind of trading these fights, they are slowly chipping away at the buildings.
Yeah.
But and Vega's lineup isn't going to be the best to deal with if it does get to the point of mega creeps. You know, if Empire can do that, I think they've pretty much won the game.
Yeah, definitely. Even getting the double racks here is going to be difficult for them to come back, just because of their, like you said, the lack of a pushing ability.
And they just can't get rid of this ward. That really is the problem. Now they'll do it. Yeah, they'll just Astral Pod and make sure you can't get the decrep out. And that's the way to do it. So that is the ward gone. Only 20 seconds though, and of course we'll have another one to drop down. Slam is now back online.
Dire's top tower is
The
under
mag coming over from the base. The BKB's been done here on no one's OD.
Now this is big. The BKBs are the necessity for him in this game. And the Lycan as well. With these items, they can actually fight pretty aggressively, I would say.
Mag. Gotta watch this Shaker. We've got to watch this Shaker with Wave of Terror. Nice. Will cancel any blink initiation. And no one's trying to go for it. He's actually popped his BKB, looking to go. Divorce, using himself up, avoiding the fish damage, but they'll still get the trap off, and now the fight kicks in. The swap from Nova actually bringing him into trouble. You've got Pasha chasing people on the backlines, looking to eat down the weaker supports, but Lohar will grave himself, and Pasha a little bit stuck on who to go for. There's your Selno onto 3. Mag jumps in, Lagoon onto Divorce. They've found 2. And the bait there from the Lycan drawing in the side of Empire all around him. Resolution will be able to walk it off with a Ghost Walk. But that was the slam that they needed. They find 3 heroes off the back of it. And again, this time, one of the clearer victories there for Vega in a fight. They did lose the range racks in the mid lane, but the melee racks do still stand.
It's just a difference between the BKB timings. Like, that's all really that Vega needed to be able to go into the fights and not really fear the ward, especially. And Mag, I actually forgot about him that fight because he was sitting on the sidelines for so long,
he
just
held
waiting.
on for a long time, yeah.
Like, patience from Zhou, more like patience from Mag. He waited so long to echo there. But it makes sense in that kind of team fight where you know that your cores have pretty long duration BKBs. Like, that was the 10 second from no one, and I think the 9 from Pasha, right? Yeah. So during that time, the supports on the side of Empire, they can't really do anything to either of the cores during BKB, and that's really where their lineup starts to falter, is they don't have damage through magic immunity right now. So as long as Vega can abuse their longer duration BKB charges and keep winning fights very decisively, they got a good shot at coming back.
They're certainly keeping their car.
Holy crap! Look at Tiomo's items.
Yeah, he's just finished off the Ags on top of the ether.
Okay, so that's really bad for Empire because they can blow up that Pugna really easily with that item progression. Like, that ultimate's gonna hit for like over 700 damage right now.
Yeah.
And there's like no BKB in sight. I think he's going for a Hex or something on the Pugna.
Yeah, I guess that'll be his next time progressing. In fact, Resolution fronting the fight here. Very deep. The Grave will come out in time, but he's already low. Vega. Sherman going to be healed through this year. Well, the heals did come through, so he's going to be fine, and Resolution's going to get dropped there. OD getting the kill, and now moving forward with the BKB. Vega going to try and find more. They're chasing down No Fear. No Fear trying to juke it out, but the Arcane Orb saying no, you can't juke 6.86. Double kill for the OD. He's trying to move in for more. He's going to head back at the same time on the back of the fight. You've got Pasha trying to deal with Funnick. Funnick's actually going to get the kill here onto Pasha. And 2 have dropped on the side of Vega. And in fact, well, the Empire, they're kitted out for this patch. They kill the OD. It's a 3 for 2 trade. There's a buyback, in fact, straight away from OD as he realizes he's got to hold on to these melee racks here. Top lane's looking a bit vulnerable as well. So Empire, this time, they're going to be the ones, they're happy with that fight.
And they're getting chipped down little by little. Their base is just slowly going MIA. And the thing is, they're not really forcing any buybacks either. Like, no one on the side of Empire has had to buy back at all, so they still have the economic advantage. Like, Vega's always, you know, spending money to try to defend these pushes. I was gonna mention a little note about OD and his interaction with Dazzle, but if you wait for like 1 second after a grave, or 1.5 seconds, and you vanish, that hero is always dead. Because you can't blink, you can't wand, you can't get healed. The damage is dealt the instant you come out of imprisonment, so as long as you have that ready and you cast it properly, the hero who gets graved can never live. So just a little note, there are more counters now to the Dazzle Grave than just an axe.
I'll take that.
Yeah, I mean, is it going to be enough though? You're looking at this, and I think Empire, as we're saying, they are just slowly but surely sieging the base of Vega. Vega need a huge fight. There's going to be the Deso picked up onto the Lycan, so he's going to have a bit heftier punches. Roshan being checked out. It will be back up in just under a minute. So we might see Empire hold off on the high ground push until they can get that Aegis and just play it safe now at this point.
Yeah, there's no reason for them to take a risk. And when they have all the range racks is dead, and the mid and top lane, and bottom is completely destroyed, they can just play the laning game. The lack of deep push right now from Vega is killing them.
No one.
He just
Coming out of
one-shot
it.
trees, man. That is a cool thing about him, that he can kill those trees in one hit.
I've got a mech now on Vega as well, on Oracle, so something else to factor into these fights. Mag. Almost cleaning out the waves, nearly up to 2k on top of the 4-star from... And Roshan's up now, so Empire will get themselves into the pit, they get themselves the Aegis, and this is going to be something that Vega just can't contest because of how far the waves are being pushed in on the lane. They're having to work and prioritise the defence. So Empire should get this, they are moving over, but I don't think it's going to be quick enough.
No, they don't even have Lina.
Now
I think
Roshan's
fighting
gone.
this is a mistake. Yeah, they're gonna back.
Has fallen to the radiant.
Alright, well, can they actually stop this last push? The problem that they're gonna run into is Empire don't have to commit to the 5v5 anymore. Every single one of their lanes has been exposed completely, which means that Funnick can just teleport away if he thinks the fight's going badly. That means that Vega have to split up, and against a team with the gold advantage, splitting up when the enemy has more item progression than you is really, really hard. You have to hope for an outplay. It looks like Lincoln's is actually going to be the choice here from Pugna. So preventing the Laguna coming out from the Lina, that's going to be nice. Bottom lane as well.
Well, Solo. He's going to have the heal, so he will be fine. But this is, yeah, the power of Empire ready to look to try and break these. All these lanes getting packed in. You know, the Aghanim's Nature's Prophet really starting to take its toll on Vega's lineup.
This is like death by 1,000 cuts.
It's, yeah, slowly but surely Empire are looking to break down the base of Vega, and Vega, at the moment, they're going to need something huge. And at this point where Empire are strong enough to, you know, afford to have Funnick on the top lane, pressuring the melee racks there, trying to split apart the defense of Vega, it's going to be very hard for them to hold. And of course just walks in, drops a Pugna Blast, and suddenly your melee rack's pretty much dead here in the mid lane.
Yeah, that's the strength of Pugna, is he doesn't have to commit to the push. He can just go for the one and done, you know, go in Nether Blast one time, back out, do it again. And Funnick is even going on top, but he might die for it.
Now, Mag actually might die for dying for it. He's, yeah, in trouble. Astral, false promised up as well, but swap in from No Fear could be the one in trouble. Mag's going to back off. He's going to look for the opening to go back in here with an Echo Slam, and there it is, onto her boards. But the Shallow Grave comes through. They've lost Funnick on the side of Empire. Pastor trying to fight. There's a buyback here from the Nature's Prophet. Vengeful on the sidelines. Funnick coming in on the back. He's looking to fight up against OD. OD versus Funnick. He drops the Sanities, but Funnick, he's a pretty bright spark. Doesn't take that much of damage from the ult, but they do still bring him down. Double kill for OD with the right clicks with the Arcane Orbs. Pasha chasing for more. Mag's going to have the blink, and he has got a Fisher. Fisher onto her Vorst. Pasha will go for the walk around. They get the Fortune's End slot. No, they don't. Lincoln's is propped.
Oh, he
a
missed.
little bit short there with the Enchant Totem. And the Vorst, I think he gets out of this one. Yeah, the Blast will say, step out of this. He gets home, but you know, we saw the fact that the mid melee racks go down. So even though that is a good fight for Vega, they punish Funnick's buyback. They only have one melee racks between themselves and Mega Creeps.
Yeah, it feels really bad when you win the fight and you're like, yeah, oh, our base actually still took damage during that. That's... I have been in this game before, Owen. It doesn't feel great. But Vega are still holding on very well. Like, they're taking the fights properly. They're pushing off Empire from their side of the map. The real problem is, like, honestly, somebody needs to buy a freaking Battle Fury. Like, this Lycan needs one, or the Earthshaker needs one. Somebody get a freaking Maelstrom or something, because this is getting out of hand. They actually need wave clear in order to stay in the game. If they don't have it, their base is just going to get overrun every single time Empire want to go fight them.
Yeah, this is... It's, yeah, pretty heartbreaking if Vega getting beaten by this.
But you could also imagine if their lineup had, you know, another 10 minutes without their base getting completely destroyed, that there would have been a really good shot that they just crush Empire in team fights. It's just a couple of times, you know, they get the bottom set of racks, that wasn't a big deal. They get the tier 3 without really much commitment in mid, and top as well. And once the base is exposed, Nature's Prophet and Pugna become really, really hard to stop. So, Vega weren't able to hold them back long enough to get the core items they needed.
Yeah, the draft, the lineup from Empires, well, for the first 35 minutes at least so far, has been working. Absolutely working as planned. Even though Vega trying to do what they can to stop him. They're going to Ether Lens now on Pugner, so he can, of course, can just walk in, drop the blast down from an even safer distance. And, okay, Sherman's been caught out outside the base. He's going to be false promised up. Now he's going to look for the turn. Lagoon onto Resolution. BKB will put. They might find the Invoker kill, and they do. They bring down Resolution. Now blinking forward, trying to get themselves more here. Vega are backing up, but Mag and Pasha are the ones fighting. Looking for no fear. They'll get the kill. But indeed, Empire using this to try and push it on the melee racks. In comes the army. They'll be able to defend. So Empire, a little bit scrappy there, and unnecessarily forcing two heroes to fight on the bottom. And Vega, they take advantage of it and take the kills.
Yeah, I don't know how Vega are still in this game. Like, your entire base is dead, pretty much. Like, you got a tier 4 and 1 melee racks, and you're still just swinging for the fences, dude. You got to admire that, actually. Like, this is one of the hardest positions to come back from, at least when you're playing this type of lineup against what Empire have, just due to your inability to push the creep waves out properly. I mean, they got the Lina, they got Shaker, which isn't, like, too bad, but Empire is still just biding their time, waiting for the Invoker to respawn so they can maybe go for the final blow, as it were.
Oh, Pasha, you're quite far away from home. Is he going to go for a fight now? He's going to run. He's running.
Yeah, I don't blame him. Dying right now. He does not have buyback for another 300 gold, so...
An Empire. Oh boy. I mean, so they've just picked up an Aghanims as well on Dazzle. So the fights are going to be even harder for Vega when they do go for the team fight defense. It's...
Yeah, the armor.
I mean, they've got a Desolator to chip through it, but there's a lot of it to chip through. Aghanims is nearly done on Resolution's Invoker as well. He's pretty much got the money for it here. And yeah, straight up.
The double Necro 3s. God, this game is getting real tough.
And of course the double drums, mate. The double
dude.
drums.
One bongo for each man. That is how it should be. Always and forever.
Sorry, the triple drums. Sorry, triple drums. Let's get it right. Triple drums.
Oh yeah, Funnick has them too. I keep forgetting that he bought them. Alright, there's the Aghanims. They're scouting out the Invoker though. Is anyone in the area? See, this is the other thing that becomes very difficult is when the lanes are pushed, the ganks become crazy obvious. So even if they wanted to smoke, it would be very noticeable. Knows straight away. Vega just hoping that Empire makes some brutal mistake here. Like you mentioned, if Empire loses this game somehow, they are done.
I mean, they're going to have to make quite a mistake, yeah. 15k lead as well in terms of... sorry, that is XP. So, no, sorry, yeah. It is worth noting that because of this trap, Vega are a long way ahead in terms of levels. You look at the XP difference, Andy. And they're 15k ahead because of this.
That's what I was saying earlier, is this lineup is meant for 5-man. So when you 5-man, you're not getting experience from objectives, you're getting gold. You know, you're getting gold and map control. That's the benefit that this strategy offers you. And even though Vega have a huge advantage in terms of levels, it doesn't matter if you can never leave your base. Like, that's pretty much what it boils down to right now. And there are just freaking trees everywhere. Funnick's just like leaving the ones mid, taking a little bit of a break. Oh, there we go. Now they're moving. But I'm wondering if there's like some big ticket item that's gonna make or break the game here.
No fighting. Oh, Roshan's actually back up as well now, so...
Empire could just take it. I don't really think that Vega can do anything about it. Oh, rough spot. Looks like Pasha is thinking about finishing up his AC or debating saving for buyback. In this type of game, I don't even know if buyback is worth it anymore.
I was going to say, you've got to go all in on the items. Yeah, he's surely got to pick up the AC.
Because in the time that it takes you to get back, even if you buy out, your Rax is probably dead. And then you're Mega at that point. I don't know.
So,
this is
there's a lot of money on Mag.
Yeah, he's got a lot of money. Does he just go YOLO Refresher? Does he even have the mana?
No, I was going to say he's not got the mana pool for
Well, he has double Soul Ring.
He does.
I think you could actually do it with 2 Soul Rings. Because it's 300 mana from 2 of them. So
effectively, 1158 mana pool. What is it? 375 or 350 for refreshers? I forget.
375.
375, isn't it?
Yeah.
So 265 times 2, that's 530. 375, that's 905. 905. So you could do the double ult, but you would not have enough. You'd have what did I say? No, you wouldn't have enough for anything else.
Top
Well,
lane.
you'd have enough for an enchant totem double bottom lane. Yeah. You got Pasha going mental. At the same time, as you said, top lane, they lose a Shaker. So bottom lane Pasha gets killed on the Venge, but top lane they do lose that Shaker that we're talking about. And they might, in fact... Oh, is he going to be on point here with the trap? Yes, he is. Funix found it. TP's in, gets it off of the Pasha, and Pasha is not going to be able to TP out. There'll be a buyback here from the Shaker. They'll see if they can try and save this Lycan, and they do. Solar comes in time, so they'll save the Lycan. But look at your racks, guys. You got to look at the racks. And he is there in time to hold. But it does cost Mag his buyback. And
This is just-
Roshan's up.
This
And
is
Funix
just
in there.
gross. I'm surprised Funix didn't opt to go for the Octarine in this position. He, I think he's going Hex. Alright,
Yeah.
so Hex completed. Like Vega, it feels like they need to not just win one big fight, they need to win like 2 back to back.
They need to win one, and then they need to like put Empire on dieback. So they need to force it down, and then they've got a chance to power down lane and go. But yeah, it's just such a delicate position for them to be in with just having these 1 melee racks, especially when it's a lineup with a freaking stacked Nature's Prophet.
Yeah.
Roshan has fallen to
Alright.
Raiden.
Aegis and cheese. Think Funix took the cheese, yep. It's time for the all-in, I think.
I mean, we talked about how Empire needed to pull out something like this in a game that would be potentially the one that sends them home, and they had a plan, and it's working at the moment.
They had a plan and it's called kill buildings.
Yeah. Doesn't matter how long it takes, as long as they can keep Vega pressure inside the base, their plan seems to be working as intended.
And this Ether Lens Pugna is so obnoxious too. Okay, they're
Actually
going
using
in.
the ult, yeah. We're going to have a lead in there. 4 staff, Echo Sam onto 2. He can be for Shoma, he'll throw down the Laguna looking for Funix. Yes, they're going to kill before the Shallow Grave comes out. They've actually lost 2. Pash is going to chase down here, finding more, looking for a low high. He's got a Shallow Grave. He's going to go for the Shallow Grave TP out, and he will escape. Vor's still about, and Resolution thinking about going to try and finish for the racks here.
No, he can't.
Does he do it?
Can't go in.
No.
There's no buyback on the Prophet. He didn't get a chance to even pop the cheese.
Oh,
He just died.
And it is Refresher's Mag. He's got the Refresher now on the Earthshaker.
Yeah, I think it's the best item in this position because you need something that's going to allow you to just dominate a team fight, and Refresher is kind of the best item when it comes to that for a hero like Shaker, who is completely spell driven. So, yeah, good stuff. And Vega hold on again against all odds. Like, it just seems like, how can they win that fight so easily? They open up, they kill the Venge like right away. I don't even know where the Dazzle was because I don't think Funix got graved at all. I think he just ended up dying without being able to pop the cheese.
No, because Dazzle was caught in the same stun, so Dazzle just couldn't get anything off.
Oh, when he
before
force
Funix
stab
died.
echoed, he
Yeah.
he hit the Dazzle too. Okay.
I think the Fisher that he threw out, so there was definitely a stun that caught a low high on the side as well, so he couldn't
Yeah.
actually get anything off. Yeah.
Well, then Mag is just some kind of player. Game lasting so long, monitors are dying. All right.
Oh, Solo, don't unpause.
Damn.
They need to have a
That's
team
a
talk.
gun.
That's a team talk here.
Whew. Man, this is a high intensity game actually.
No, I
Much
mean, it is in
different.
kind of spurts, you know.
Yeah, but you can always feel the sense of urgency from Vega. Like, okay, we need to make sure there's always somebody at the top racks just in case somebody tries to backdoor. Because there's Invoker who can do it, the Nature's Prophet can do it, the Pugna can do it. You always have to be very mindful of that, even when you're in the middle of a team fight. Like, somebody always has to be able to get out and go to that racks. Like, Pasha is pretty much the guy who did it last time. Because Resolution made a beeline for that racks as soon as he realized that fight was going downhill. And Pasha's like, nope, not on my watch. Turns into a wolf, runs up there, prevents Resolution from getting the Megas, so... to have all that stress of having to win the fight, execute properly, always have an eye inside of your base to make sure that you're not getting mega'd. Like it requires pretty insane amount of concentration, actually.
I mean, is there potential for Vega to still win this? Or
oh, they can win. They can definitely
yeah.
win. Because every single engagement they take, every fight that they win, it becomes more difficult for Empire to actually take the base. Because at some point, you're going to lose so many fights that the item progression just ceases on your team, and you're either spending money for buybacks or you're just waiting to respawn. The longer you wait, the more the waves can potentially get pushed out by the enemy, especially if you're losing Funnick. Like, Funnick has died 3 fights in a row now, and actually died back one of them as well. So his item progression, yeah, he got the Hex, but after that, it doesn't really seem like he's going to be able to get to something anytime soon. So, again, it's like Empire, they continue throwing their bodies at the space and not getting that last Rax. Vega can come back.
It's going to be quite similar if they do. If you win this game as Vega, it will be a very rewarding victory. Yeah, but Empire, they are certainly not messing around with this. And yeah, they've obviously got the easier win condition here, because they are still just looking to take that final structure away from the side of Vega. And then things get into incredibly difficult territory, to say the least, in terms of mega creeps. One mib. A mib. Come on, let's. What do you think? What do you think the OD is going to get next? He's got a bit of gold on him.
Yet?
He does not.
That would.
I mean, he's just got to get the Hex next. Yeah.
Yeah, it's either.
Yeah,
I
guess Hex after the Shivas. Yeah, get the Hex.
Hex is good. Any attack speed item is also good. I see a lot of ODs getting like moon shards at some point, just because you deal so much damage when you have arcane orb damage and the attack speed behind it. Okay. Wickets are split, bagels are turned into breadsticks, etc. Well, now that Nature's Prophet's back alive, it's pretty much ground zero again, just pushing in the waves, waiting it out. Empire just biding their time, looking to go for that last melee Rax.
Oh, show Matt. It's fine. Coming forward there. Resolution, sending in the Forge Bridge, trying to get some damage onto the Rax.
OD hits illusions so hard, man. They just get wrecked.
Was it like 400% extra damage?
It's a flat damage. You just get 400 extra damage.
Ah, okay, yes.
Yeah.
Damage, yes. Flat 400. Here we go, Empire, trying for it again. Sending the Necro units onto the Rax. Cold Snap onto no one, he'll pop the BKB. They're at the Necro units, and Pasha.
He really wants it.
He's looking for an opening. He'll take down the ward
Echo?
first. Mid lane, Mag indeed with the Echo. He's found Funnick, but Funnick eats the cheese. And now he just walks it off. At the same time, you got this fight going on in the sidelines here where Resolution is looking to go onto no one. No one's been decrepified. False Promise is there. Lastral himself as well. It all looks very pretty. That Deafening Blast coming out a little bit too early. Again with the Decrep, of course. Trying to use the Life Drain. Tornado through. No one, he's got to walk this one off. Mag coming back in. He has got the second Echo Slam. He's just popped the refresher, so he's ready to go for round 2. And he might just need to do that here with a big Echo. Oh, but it's going to catch Resolution. It does end up killing the Vengeful Spirit. It might be big enough though. Resolution's going to get Shallow Grave. The Racks are going to fall. Mega Creeps are out there for the side of Empire. Horse. He looks to die as well as he is surrounded. He tries to Life Drain, but the stuns are there from Mag. He pops the mech. He will go down. They'll lose the Aegis. They got themselves the Mega Creeps. Vega's nightmare at the moment. They are clearing out the heroes, but now they've got to clear out the creeps, and at the same time both of the tier 4s are done. The Ancient is exposed, so Vega now playing in a position that is not very fun to be in. Lena does pick up a Maelstrom, ready to try and deal with the creeps, but I don't know how to do this. Yeah,
They got
everyone
two
get a Maelstrom.
Maelstroms. Yeah.
The Malini technique here coming out. There's a refresher on OD as well.
Yeah, this is all in for sure.
They're not giving up. They're doing it. They are holding on Vega.
The hard part is their team sucks so bad at killing creeps, you know? If they had one hero that could defend against Vegas, like, very well, I guess it would be Lycan. Because he has the lifesteal, he's tanky. He doesn't have to go back to base every 2 seconds when he's hitting creeps. That's the thing that they have going for them. However, it pretty much means that you need to win the fight 4v5 now. Because one hero always has to be in base defending. And even with that, the waves are going to be pushed in so hard that you can even have somebody teleport in like Funnick and just hex him and hit the throne. Like, this is super not safe territory for Vega.
Yeah, this is... I mean, if you're Empire, you just... Do you really need to risk anything, or do you just kind of sit back and wait until Vega just die from mental frustration?
Well, they won't lose to creeps alone, that's the thing.
No, I guess you do have to
They have
push
to end the game.
Yeah.
Like, this isn't Enfos, you know? They do eventually have to go into the base and hit the throne. It's a scary thing, but the benefit that Empire have right now is...
Lena's gone full out on the full out Mayone.
Yeah, dude, you need
just
it.
the casual Maelstrom. Alright.
Just somehow hack a Magnus into this game for your Lycan player and your Lina. I would say get rid of the Oracle, but honestly, the Oracle has done so much work in these fights. The Fate's Edict is making it super hard for the Pugna to do anything.
Yeah, this could potentially be a long one, this one. I can see this going on. Because Vega, as you said, they can hold.
Yeah, they can hold. They can even push, but the issue is pushing and or holding while winning fights at the same time. When there's hero that can backdoor your throne. That's going to be the true issue.
Oh, a casual 49-minute mech here for the Dazzle. He's getting those greaves done, isn't he? Yeah, okay. He's just picked up the 4 greaves for Aloha. Alright. I mean, at Roshan, we're going to see when it's back up in just over a minute. So if Empire wanted to play it super safe, they could do so. Funnick. Oh. TP's drops a ward down, but he's actually been spotted out. Funnick. He's got to be careful here. There's a Fisher to set him up, and Funnick, he's gone. He gets the ward out, but he pays with his life, and yeah, as you said, he does have a buyback. The ward will get dewarded straight away, and unsuccessful little bit of an attempt of a play there from Funnick.
Yeah, Vega are actually doing a pretty good job at defending this so far. They haven't really taken much throne damage. But in the meantime, Empire is able to do whatever they want on the map.
Yeah, this is, I mean, Empire full control of the map, as you said. Vega, I don't know. Are there any kind of huge items that you can see them working towards that could enable them to just power down, push out a lane, leave people behind, and actually be able to take a fight against the side of Empire?
They already have the items they need to win a fight. They have Refresher on the OD and the Shaker, that's big.
But they need a fight to happen, that's the thing.
Yeah. That's really the issue, is they don't have the method of defending the base while looking for a fight at the same time. That's the biggest issue. It's why Megas are so game-ending, because you run out of options. If you don't have a team that can defend the creeps properly, by like one hero, you don't have a way to actually force fights. So Empire just get full map control for however long they want until they decide, okay, Roshan's back up, we'll take our next cheese, we'll take our next Aegis, we'll have buyback on every single hero, and then we'll fight you like 12 on 5. Or if they have buybacks, I guess it would be 12 on 10, because 1 cheese, 1 Aegis, all buybacks. It's like 7 extra lives pretty much, so... This is the point in the game where there's a reason why it's like less than 0.1% comeback for some crazy number like that when you're Megid.
Yeah, especially... Yeah, this fight's going to be, as we said, very hard now. Pash has been caught out. The swaps there, magic missile straight onto the man, and Pash is down. 90 seconds for the Lycan. Right, yeah, Empire going to go full in now, almost certainly. At least try and force the buyback out. We'll see if they then continue to go after it. Going on, so they're here with a life drain. Oracle's got to back it off. All about this double refresh, double ult from Mag. It's all about the Echo Slam here. That's what they're relying on with Resolution. Off the BKBs, ready to go. Lycan will buy back. And now they'll look to fight. There's the slam. It catches out too. That's your first one, but it doesn't quite kill anyone. Shallow Grave comes out to no fear. They drop the sanities, but it doesn't seem to kind of get swift here. Mad going forward, but he's low on mana. There, he's got the mana to do it, and he'll do it. Gets themselves the second. That's going to be Funnick down. And Vega, they're holding on. They are holding on. Her force getting caught out by the stun. He'll get taken down for the enchant totem hit. 3 dead on the side. The Ancient losing about a third of its health, but Vega, again, they do defend, and they do win the team fight. Did cost them a Lycan buyback there.
This is insanity. How are they winning fights like this? Like, Resolution tried as hard as he could to poke at the throne too while the team fight was going on, and Solo is just like running at him. He's like, nah, I ain't having that. Ain't nobody got time for the backdoor right now. Like, they are making Empire earn this win so hard.
They really are. They really are. And at the same time, if Vega do manage to turn it and somehow end up winning this game, they will have earned it. Absolutely earned it.
They will join the ranks of Alliance in this previous set of patches. Team who came back from Vegas.
But really, for the Empire, have just got to make a big mistake. I mean, they've been making slight mistakes with these team fights where they're just throwing themselves in, but they've obviously got the kind of the leeway to do that when they've already got this amount of pressure just applied onto the base of Vega. But
yeah, no one's been forced to buy back. That's the biggest thing. When you start forcing Empire to buy out, that's when you actually have an opening. However, Roshan is now up, and Empire should be able to get this with relative ease. Funnick is alive too, so you can just pour it in. And this should be, I think, just an immediate push after they get this.
And then we have it. Funnick will take the Aegis. And they're just desperately defending their base here. It is slowly regenning up. There you go, Lohar just on his own pushing this top lane, and Resolution's starting to move in on the bottom. The creeps are coming through. And let's see them. Echo Slam is back available. Refresh is still on cooldown for 70 seconds though, so it's only going to have the single echo when the jump comes through.
Yeah, they are getting completely overrun right now by creeps.
Oh, it's actually popped his BKB here, the OD. I don't know if that was...
Yeah, he did it to kill the Necro.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, because if he hits it without the Necron, there's a chance that he could just get Fury and ult it or something and take a lot of damage, maybe even die.
Yeah, that's true. I guess with the frequency of the fights and the fact that it is low cooldown. Oh, no, actually, sorry, no, it stays the same. I'm an idiot. I keep thinking back to 6.84. That was a long time ago.
Well, still Empire feeling pretty passive about this. They're like, I don't know.
The Force Spirits keep coming in, having a bit of a chip away at the Ancient.
Alright, honest question. When do my inhibitors respawn?
Yo, what?
Good answer.
Inhibitors? What game are you talking?
No, I was... Come on, Owen. Get on my level.
I don't know. You're referencing some old game, probably like Super Mario or something.
Yeah, Super Mario for sure. Definitely. Sounds legit. Yeah, this is the... This is the situation that you're in when you're Megid and you're just like, man, we can beat them in fights, so you really don't want to give up because you know like the 5v5 is still favoring you. I can definitely understand where Vega are coming from right now.
Oh man, this is... yeah. Oh, yeah, there's the Necro units doing the damage back to no one as he hits them. And as you said, he does need to be careful. They'll put the mech. To get him waltzed off there. Looking for a Sunstrike, so it's going to be off the point, and they're moving in Empire. Might see a fight. Pasha's going to go for it. BKB runs for Funnick, but Funnick, he just sits there and he TP's out. So he's gone. And that is that. Empire don't want to push the fight anymore. They won't go for the Ancient after having to get Funnick out of there. They'll keep it off. And we'll go back to the passiveness. As we just see a lot of creeps dying.
I think an effigy died, right?
Did it?
Oh wait, no, an effigy didn't die. I thought I saw one die. They only got 2 left though. That one effigy has 3 health. Pasha's Centaur effigy. Please. Not like this.
It's going to be a competition to see who can kill the most creeps here. I'm looking at the last hits now on this creep defense game. This
It's not
OD's
really
ring
that.
at the moment. It's quite close. I think Lena's got a good chance of catching up with the Mjolnir.
Yeah,
we could see Shoma taking the top spot here on the creep score leaderboard on this Mega Creeps defense game.
I don't like it needs to buy Battle Fury instead of Maelstrom. Battle Fury is just such a better pushing item for him.
Oh, smoke up and swap onto Pasha. Pasha getting caught out here. If he goes down with the force push there, oh Mag, a little bit short there on the Echo Slam. He does still have the refresher, they need to get Pasha out. He's been BKB'd and sent back. And he will get out the van, and the regen's enough, so he is fine. He is fine.
Home in trouble?
They've lost the current, the stun coming. Mag, he has got refresher and the second Echo Slam though. No one's going to put the refresher himself, actually. Gets off the Shiva's guard, Astrals himself. Still holding. Vega, okay, that was a long range Laguna Blade, and Mag's in the middle of it all. He's still with the refresher, but he might die, and he will. He's got to buy back, he's going to need to use it straight away. Buys back, Fortune's end onto Resolution. Funnick coming forward on the front. Oh, these Arcane Orbs though. Funnick's going to... Oh, yeah, he's gone. But he's got the Aegis, he's going to be back for round 2. There's just Slam coming out. I called out Resolution. The Shallow Grave is there, and this looks like it could be it. I think Empire can finish with this one. Vega, they're losing heroes. The buybacks are coming out. There's a buyback from Invoker. Triple kill for her boss, though. Here comes the Arcane Orbs, but the Nether Ward, it is hurting no one. He's got to be careful. Deafening Blast coming out. The creep surrounding the Ancient, and GG is called. Empire finally do it, and we're going to a game 3.
Man, Empire have got to be feeling so good and so stressed at the same time after that game. They're like, okay, we're not out yet. We won the game. We took it to a third. But God, that game was way harder than it needed to be. Like, Vega made them work for that win. So I think even going into the next series, they got a little bit caught off guard by the Pugna pick. But after that happens one time, I'm pretty sure Resolution is just saying, or not Resolution, Shoma's just saying, I'm not going to let that get by